Breathe in slowly, hold it for a moment, and let it go. The world around you begins to soften. Sounds fade. Light drifts like dust in a golden beam. You are safe here, resting between now and then, listening to the quiet hum of history. Before you lies Rome, not the ruins, but the living dream of it, rising in marble and morning air. The first light touches the city gently, sliding over domes and statues, washing the rooftops in honey and rose. Somewhere a fountain sings, its voice thin and silvery in the dawn. A baker wakes before the others. He hums an old song as he kneads his dough. The smell of wheat and olive oil slips into the streets like a friendly ghost. Across the Tiber, a fisherman untangles his nets. He speaks to the river as if it were a friend. The water answers in ripples. Farther away, the hills hold a quiet stillness that feels older than language. Breathe again. Let your lungs fill with the calm of that morning. Feel how time slows here, how each second lingers, how the air itself seems reluctant to move on. You wander the streets. Your sandals tap softly on smooth stone. Columns rise on either side of you, tall, pale, endless. Between them, vines curl like green whispers, their leaves trembling in the hush of sunrise. Everything smells of warmth, baked earth, laurel leaves, the faint sweetness of wine. The city is waking, but gently, as if it knows eternity has no need to rush. Children run past, laughing in voices that echo against marble. A soldier smiles at them, his armor catching a spark of light. He looks toward the horizon, where banners drift lazily in the breeze, and then returns to stillness. You pause near the forum. It feels alive, as if the stones themselves breathe beneath your feet. Voices of merchants rise and fall like waves. Olives, figs, fine glass from the east. The rhythm is comforting, a heartbeat beneath the hum of morning. A woman stops to light incense at a small shrine. The smoke curls upward, carrying her prayer to unseen gods. It smells of cedar and quiet hope. Breathe in that scent. Let it settle behind your eyes, soft and warm. Now look up. Above the city, the sky is pale as milk. Swallows trace invisible patterns, swooping between temples and arches. Each movement feels like memory, delicate and inevitable. The air carries music, not from instruments, but from life itself. The rhythm of footsteps, the sigh of fabric, the murmur of voices blending into a single gentle chord. This is Rome at its peak, yet what you feel most is peace, not pride. It is the peace of something vast and sure of itself, a civilization breathing in before the long exhale of time. You walk toward the baths. Steam drifts from the pools, sweet with herbs and oil. People move through the mist like ghosts from a dream, their laughter muffled, their movements slow and graceful. The marble under your hand is cool. Water drips in tiny silver notes, steady and hypnotic. For a moment, you could believe the world will stay like this forever, bright, ordered, eternal. Take another breath. Inhale the scent of stone and steam. Exhale the weight of centuries. The sun climbs higher. Shadows stretch across the pavement like dark fingers reaching for the edges of the day. Somewhere a bell rings, deep and low, calling to prayer or to work. No one is quite sure anymore. You follow the sound through narrow streets. Laundry flutters from balconies like small white sails. Cats sleep in doorways. An old man sits on a step, carving a toy horse from wood. His knife moves slowly, his smile softer than the light. The air trembles with warmth. You can almost feel the pulse of the city beneath your feet. Slow, patient, alive. Pause here. Close your eyes. Listen. The heartbeat of Rome is the heartbeat of every human dream, to build, to last, to shine. And yet, even in this perfection, a whisper begins, so faint you might mistake it for wind. It drifts through the streets, over the roofs, through the hearts of the people. It says only this: nothing lasts forever. But do not be sad. All things change, and change too can be beautiful. For now, breathe. Let the light fill you again. Feel the sun on your skin, the warmth of the stones under your hand. Hear the laughter, the distant hooves, the fountain's endless song. The day unfolds slowly, a scroll of gold and quiet joy. Hours pass unnoticed, morning melting into afternoon, the air heavy with promise, In the markets, spices glow like jewels, cinnamon, saffron, salt. The smell is dizzying, soft, endless. Merchants trade not only goods but stories, tales of deserts, of storms, of faraway love. Each voice adds a new color to the air. You drift among them, untouched by hurry, wrapped in the hush that only great cities carry. The hush of knowing their own greatness. Now look again toward the horizon. Beyond the walls, hills roll away into haze. Farther still, the forests wait, their shadows deep, their silence older. Rome's borders stretch beyond sight, and yet there is always an edge. Every empire meets it eventually, the point where power fades into mystery. But not yet, not tonight. Tonight the world still glows. The sun leans toward the west, and the city turns amber. Statues seem to breathe, the air cools. You can almost taste the evening on your tongue, wine, smoke, and the sweetness of figs. People gather on terraces to watch the day slip away. They talk softly of dreams and gods and the weather, their laughter carrying lightly through the dusk. Somewhere, a mother hums to her child. Somewhere, a poet finishes a line and smiles. Somewhere, an old soldier closes his eyes and remembers a field long gone. The wind shifts. It moves through cypress and pine, through open windows, through the empty spaces between hearts. It smells faintly of rain, rain that has not yet fallen. You lift your eyes to the first stars. They look down on the city as they have for centuries, unblinking, patient, kind. Rome shimmers beneath them, a constellation of its own, a dream carved in stone, glowing softly against the night. Breathe in the starlight. Breathe out the day. Let your mind rest here, in the balance between light and shadow, between what was and what will come. The city sleeps, wrapped in its own splendor. Torches flicker, casting long golden rivers on marble walls. From far away, the Tiber sighs, its waters carrying secrets to the sea. You listen to that sound, the slow eternal rhythm of water against stone, and you feel peace. Time passes differently here. It no longer moves forward, it circles, like the ripples spreading from a single drop. You could stay in this moment forever. And perhaps, in a way, you do. For every stone remembers, and every breeze carries whispers. The city is alive with them. With you, now rest. Let the heartbeat of Rome sync with your own. In this light, in this warmth, you are part of its endless breath, its world of marble and light. The light of morning has drifted away, and the sun leans gently toward the west. The marble still glows, but shadows now linger longer in the corners. The city breathes the same warm air, and yet something feels different. A softness where certainty once lived, a pause where laughter should have been. Listen closely. Beneath the songs of merchants and the clang of hammers, there is another sound, a faint sigh, a tired rhythm echoing through the heart of Rome. The stones remember everything. They remember the triumphs, the parades, the drums of victory, and the cheers of citizens. But now, they remember the weight of footsteps, heavier, slower, as if even the earth beneath the empire begins to tire. You walk through the forum once more. The air tastes faintly of dust and fading incense. The columns still rise tall, but cracks run quietly along their bases, thin as threads of spider silk, barely visible yet always spreading. A senator passes, his robe clean, his face weary. He speaks to no one. Behind him, a boy runs through the dust, chasing a stray dog. Life continues, but it no longer hums. It murmurs, breathe in. You can smell the distant smoke of hearths, the scent of rain waiting at the edge of the sky. The wind carries with it the soft rustle of unease. Rome has grown vast, so vast that even its own voice echoes back faint and unfamiliar. From the cold mountains of the north to the shimmering deserts of the east, it stretches, but its heart feels far from its hands. The legions still march, their armor shining, but the eyes beneath their helmets grow dim. They fight for pay now, for bread, for promise. Not all of them are Roman. Their tongues twist the Latin words into new shapes the city doesn't recognize. Still, the empire breathes, and with each breath, it costs a little more to keep going. At the baths, the laughter of the crowd is softer than before. In the markets, The traders weigh their coins twice. Gold feels lighter, food scarcer, trust thinner. The city is beautiful still, but the beauty now feels fragile. A painting in rain. You wander toward the outskirts where the villas fade into fields. Olive trees bend beneath the wind, their silver leaves trembling like hands in prayer. Farmers work silently. The soil is rich, but the yield is smaller each year. The rivers are slower, the summers longer. Even nature seems to sigh. Take a breath, slow and deep. Feel the rhythm of exhaustion that fills the air. It is not despair, not yet. It is simply the weight of time. In the great halls, leaders still speak of eternity. Their voices echo through marble chambers, but no one listens quite as closely anymore. Outside, a beggar sings for coins, his tune ancient and cracked like the road beneath his feet. The sun sets behind the Palatine Hill and the city begins to glow with firelight. You walk along the Tiber, watching reflections ripple beneath bridges. The air is heavy with warmth, the smell of wine, and a strange quiet that feels almost sacred. The sky burns orange, then fades to violet, then to deep blue. And there, in the hush of twilight, you sense it again, that whisper of change. It does not rush, it does not roar. It simply exists, like breath between heartbeats. The empire is still alive, still magnificent, but deep within its chest, the pulse has begun to slow. A storm gathers far beyond the borders. It does not threaten yet, only waits, patient as the sea. You stand upon a hill and look down at the city of light. The domes gleam, the torches sway, and the world seems endless. But nothing in creation is endless. Even stars die softly, leaving trails of light behind them. Take another breath. Let it fill you with calm, with the strange peace that comes from knowing that even endings can be beautiful. The night deepens. You hear distant voices, a song, a prayer, a cry. The city dreams beneath you, its dreams full of memories and half-forgotten glories. And somewhere, deep in its heart, Rome begins to sleep with its eyes open. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the sound of the river carry you forward, toward the dim horizon where history changes shape. You walk beside the water, the moon rising pale and high above the roofs. It shimmers in the ripples like a coin tossed by time. The torches along the banks flicker. Their light wavers, like the empire itself. Not gone, not yet, but no longer certain. You reach the edge of the city and look back once more. Rome glows faintly, a dream floating in darkness. Its towers, its temples, its arches all shine with the kind of beauty that only things fading can hold. Close your eyes. Listen. The city breathes. Slow, deep, human. The sound of a heart learning how to rest. And in that silence, something new begins to grow. Not power, not empire, but the tender awareness of impermanence. The world holds its breath, and the candle of Rome burns a little lower. The stars above do not move. They watch as they always have, unhurried, eternal. And the night settles in, soft, wide, infinite. The empire, in all its glory, sleeps beneath it, dreaming of what it once was, and of what it may yet become. The cracks beneath the glory widen gently, silently as the world exhales. Night lingers over the hills and dawn arrives without hurry. The sky glows faintly silver, soft as the edge of memory. Mist drifts across the fields like breath, curling around trees, sinking into the soil where legions once marched. Somewhere far to the north, the forest awakens. You can hear the sound of frost cracking on branches, of a river murmuring beneath ice. The air smells of pine and smoke. It is cold, ancient, and alive. There, beyond the empire's reach, people stir in the early light. Families wrapped in furs, villages built of timber and faith. They are not enemies, not yet. They are wanderers, mothers and fathers, children who trace constellations the same way you do. They speak in tongues Rome cannot understand. They sing songs Rome does not know. But hunger and winter speak to all alike, and as the seasons grow harsher, their eyes turn south, toward the land of warmth, toward the land of stone and gold. Breathe in. You can almost feel the wind that carries their hopes, the ache in their bones, the pull of something better. The borderlands, vast stretches of grass and river and fog, stand between these worlds. Here, The empire's walls rise like scars, and the soldiers who guard them watch with weary hearts. The legions are fewer now, their armor patched and dented, their flags faded by rain. They light fires at dusk, not to keep enemies away, but to keep the darkness company. The sound of the wind moves through their camp, low, endless, like the voice of time itself. It carries whispers from beyond the river, voices, laughter, songs. Not war yet, just presence, a reminder that life moves, that people migrate, that nothing stays still forever. You stand on the edge of the empire, looking out across a wide plain. The horizon glows pale, a thin line between night and day. You can sense the weight of the unknown beyond it, a tide waiting to rise. Back in Rome, few understand this quiet pressure. They still drink wine under painted ceilings, still watch gladiators in the sun. They do not see how the outer air shifts, how the world begins to turn away from them. But here, at the border, the soldiers see. They feel the change, like chills seeping through metal. They whisper stories by the fire, of tribes moving south, of rivers freezing solid, of strange alliances forming in the woods. They do not know names yet, Visigoths, Vandals, Huns. They are only rumors carried by wind. A horse snorts softly in the dark. A guard lifts his head. There, across the plain, tiny fires flicker in the distance. Families gathered around warmth, singing to stars, so close and yet worlds apart. Breathe slowly. Feel the quiet tension between them. Two hearts beating on opposite sides of history. Empires do not fall from conquest alone. They bend first. They listen to the wrong silences. They forget the language of their neighbors. For years, Rome trades peace for gold. Tributes paid in coin and promise. Treaties signed, broken, signed again. The borders become doors, opening and closing in uneasy rhythm. And through those doors, the wind keeps blowing, carrying new faces, new faiths, new songs that mingle with old Latin prayers. You walk along one of these ancient roads. It stretches straight into the distance, its stones smooth and cold beneath your feet. Once, this road led armies. Now it carries families, pilgrims, travelers chasing the ghost of warmth. The empire watches them come. Some it welcomes, some it fears. All of them, it cannot stop. The sun lifts, weak and pale, spilling thin light over frost-covered fields. The mist begins to clear. You can see the outline of mountains beyond, silent, immense, unmoving. But below them, the world stirs. Change moves quietly through the valleys. It has no army, no banners, no battle cry. Only the steady persistence of life seeking a place to grow. Breathe in deeply. Smell the smoke of faraway fires. Hear the slow rhythm of migration, of footsteps soft against snow. The empire is a great tree, its roots deep, its branches wide. But new saplings rise at its edges. And one day, the forest will belong to them. For now, the world is balanced. Rome on one side, the tribes on the other, and between them, a river that reflects both. Its water glimmers under the weak sun. A bird flies low above it, its wings brushing the surface, sending ripples outward. They spread and spread, touching both shores, fading into the distance. You watch the ripples fade, you breathe, and in the space between one wave and the next, you can almost feel the heartbeat of the earth, steady, eternal, indifferent. The barbarians will come, not in anger, not in vengeance, but in inevitability. Like the tide, like time, like sleep. And when they do, they will not destroy the world. They will simply inherit its silence. The wind shifts once more, carrying with it the scent of rain and wood smoke. The fires in the distance dim. The soldiers rest their heads upon their shields, and somewhere beyond the river, a mother sings her child to sleep beneath a sky they both share. The world breathes out, the border waits, and history moves quietly forward, on feet soft as snow. The day fades into a dim, amber hush. The air turns thick with heat and dust, the kind that clings to skin and memory alike. Rome glows in the distance, not with the fire of triumph, but with the gentle shimmer of something too grand to admit it's growing tired. You can almost hear it breathing, slow, deliberate, weary. The streets are quieter now, the markets close earlier, the fountains run slower, and the songs of the city sound softer, as though even joy must catch its breath. Breathe with it, in, and out. Let your own rhythm fall into step with that of this fading world. The emperors still wear their crowns, their faces are carved into marble, their names etched into stone, but the marble cracks, and the names echo only in empty halls. In the palaces, candles burn late into the night, the air smells of wax and old wine. Advisors speak in hushed tones, their words heavy with worry. Each decree feels smaller, each promise thinner, each gesture less certain. An emperor sits alone beneath a ceiling painted with gods. He listens to the faint hum of the city outside, dogs barking, carts creaking, the low murmur of restless dreams. He closes his eyes and imagines he can still hear the voices of his ancestors, the roar of crowds at the Circus Maximus, the laughter of soldiers returning from conquest. But when he opens his eyes, there is only stillness. The sound of his own breath echoes in the gilded emptiness. Breathe slowly. Let that quiet settle around you. Let the grandeur dissolve into gentleness. Outside, the people live as they always have. A woman lights a small lamp in her window. A boy sells figs by the roadside. A poet hums to himself as he walks home, composing verses for no one to hear. Life continues, simple, persistent, unbothered by the weight of crowns. But beyond the city, the horizon trembles. Armies march beneath foreign banners. The roads that once carried legions now carry refugees. Whispers of rebellion move like wind through the fields. And the Tiber, calm as ever, reflects both the stars and the smoke. Rome, the eternal, has begun to dream of rest. You wander through the streets at dusk. The light turns the walls the color of fading parchment. Every building seems to sigh, every shadow to stretch a little farther. From a distant courtyard comes the faint sound of a flute. Slow, mournful, a lullaby for an empire. You stop near the old amphitheater. Its arches rise high against the deepening sky, black silhouettes against blue. Once the air here rang with cheers, with the clash of steel and the thrill of spectacle. Now only pigeons coo in the rafters, and the dust lies thick upon the floor. The sound of your footsteps echoes softly, a rhythm so gentle it almost becomes part of the silence. In a nearby temple, a priest kneels before a cracked altar. He prays not for victory, but for endurance, that the sun will rise again, that the city will wake once more. His voice is barely more than a whisper, and yet it fills the space, like incense rising through the air. Breathe with him. Let the prayer linger in your chest. Let it dissolve into peace. The emperors have grown numerous. Each claims to be the light of the world. Each burns out faster than the last. Some rule for years, others for days. The throne becomes a chair passed between shadows. But the people no longer look to it for hope. They look to one another. In the narrow streets, neighbors share bread. Mothers tell stories to their children by candlelight. They speak not of conquest, but of kindness, not of power, but of patience. The empire shrinks, but the heart grows quiet and tender. Far to the east, a new Rome rises, Byzantium, Constantinople, gleaming on the shores of another sea. It will carry the torch for a while longer, but even it will one day fade into memory. For now, the old Rome dreams beneath the stars. Its palaces glow like embers, each window a memory. And in the cool darkness, you can feel the weight of centuries pressing gently on your shoulders. Not heavy, not cruel, just inevitable. Breathe again. Inhale the scent of time. Exhale the need for permanence. You walk through a garden once kept by emperors. The statues lean slightly now, their marble faces softened by moss. The air hums with the quiet drone of cicadas. A fountain trickles nearby, its water thin, but constant. You sit beside it. You run your fingers through the cool stream. It feels alive, as if the city itself still pulses through it. Above you, the moon has risen, round and calm, watching as it always has. It has seen kings come and go, empires rise and fall. It has seen everything, and it judges nothing. You close your eyes. You listen to the water, the night, the slow whisper of the wind through cypress leaves. In this moment, the empire could be eternal again, not in stone or law, but in silence, the silence of acceptance, the silence of peace. The world turns softly beneath the stars. Rome exhales, and somewhere, deep within its sleeping heart, the last emperor dreams, not of battles or banners, but of sunlight through leaves, and the sound of gentle rain. Morning drifts through the ruins like a memory trying to find its way home. Mist curls around the stones, pale and silver. The air is cool, almost kind. It carries no cry of battle, no thunder of armies, only the soft sound of wings and the gentle rhythm of water moving through the cracks. The empire does not end in fire. It ends in breath. It ends in stillness. It ends the way a long song fades, not abruptly, but gradually, note by note, until all that remains is the echo. You stand on the edge of the city. The fields stretch empty beyond the walls, and the roads, once carved by legions, are silent but for the wind. A boy walks beside a donkey, carrying sacks of grain. A woman fills a jug at a fountain that once poured water for senators and generals. Life goes on, quiet, untroubled by titles. Far away, a banner falls, its fabric tearing softly against the pole. There is no applause, no mourning, just the sigh of air and the rustle of leaves. Breathe in, feel the peace of surrender. Breathe out, let it go. The year is 476. Autumn settles gently over the hills. The Tiber moves slow, heavy, its surface reflecting a sky washed pale with light. A child somewhere laughs, a crow calls, and within a small villa near the gates, a boy named Romulus Augustulus sits beneath the open window, listening to the breeze. He is called emperor, but he is no more than a shadow of what that once meant. The world around him is older than his crown and wiser than his dreams. When Odoacer rides through the gate, there is no battle cry, no clash of steel. The guard steps aside. The sound of hooves on stone is the only declaration of conquest. In that moment, the Western Empire exhales, not in defeat, in release. You can almost feel it, the weight lifting, the long ache easing. History lets go of itself. It becomes something softer, something human again. The boy stands before the new ruler. He does not tremble. He does not plead. He simply looks at him, the way one looks at a stranger who seems oddly familiar. Odoacer speaks quietly. He promises safety, peace, continuation. And the boy nods. He gives away the crown as though setting down a heavy stone he was never meant to carry. Outside, the city listens. It hears no drums, no cheers, no morning bells. Only birds, only wind. Only the heartbeat of time, steady and indifferent. Breathe in again. The air smells of dust and rain. Somewhere, a baker pulls bread from an oven. The scent rises through the streets, warm, golden, forgiving. You walk toward the forum. Its stones gleam faintly in the light. Grass grows between the cracks. The statues stand, but their faces are worn smooth by years of rain. They look peaceful now, no longer proud, no longer stern, just quiet. A dog sleeps on the steps of a broken temple. A vine crawls up the leg of a toppled column. The air hums with cicadas, the steady rhythm of life moving on. This is how empires die, not with an ending, but with a pause, not with thunder, but with calm. You sit beside a fountain that no longer flows. The bowl is dry, filled with leaves and sunlight. You run your hand along its rim. The stone is warm, the surface smooth. It has seen everything. It remembers. You close your eyes. You listen to what remains. The footsteps of children, the rustle of cloth, the whisper of the wind threading its way through arches and alleys. There are no armies now, no emperors, no orders shouted across the world. There is only life, small, simple, eternal. In the distance, bells ring from a new church. Their sound is soft, hesitant, like a first breath after tears. The world is changing, but it has not broken. It simply shifts its weight, turns a page, moves on. You open your eyes. The city lies before you, half ruin, half garden. The sunlight rests on it gently, as if afraid to wake it. Breathe deeply. This is the peace that comes after everything. The silence that does not mourn, the quiet that does not end. The empire is gone, but its echo hums in the stones, in the air, in you. You can feel it, not power, not glory, but memory. A memory that holds no grief, only gratitude. Rome does not fall, it rests. It folds itself into the fabric of the world, into the hands of those who will build again. Its spirit lingers, gentle as the morning mist, and as you breathe, you realize that nothing truly ends. It only changes shape, The world exhales. The sun moves higher. The day begins again. The centuries unfold like pages left open to the wind. The dust of empires drifts and settles, and what was once marble and gold becomes moss and shadow. But nothing is truly gone. Every whisper, every breath remains somewhere in the air. You return now, dear listener, to the quiet heart of what was Rome. The streets are hushed, the sky vast and tender. The columns stand like the bones of dreams, pale against the fading light. Breathe in the cool of evening, a taste of stone, of rain, of something eternal and kind. Breathe out slowly and let the stillness take shape around you. You walk where roads once shone like mirrors in the sun. Grass curls between the stones. A flower blooms in a crack, small, violet, defiant. Time has softened everything. Even the ruins seem to sigh in relief, free from the burden of eternity. The air hums with the faint echo of what once was. A chariot's rumble, a crowd's applause, a prayer whispered to distant gods. All of it lingers, woven into the hush. You pause before the old amphitheater. It sleeps now, its arches open to the sky. Rain has carved gentle veins into the walls, and ivy hangs like draped fabric from its crown. Once it roared with life, the pulse of an empire beating through its veins. Now it only breathes in rhythm with the wind. Listen to that breath. It is not sorrow, it is peace. You walk inside. Your footsteps echo softly, filling the space where voices once thundered. A single bird cries overhead, a sound so small, and yet it feels like prayer. You sit where the spectators once sat. The stone is cool beneath you. Above, clouds drift like ghosts of forgotten gods, slow and luminous. Breathe deeply. Feel how the silence does not empty the space, but fills it. How it does not erase the past, but preserves it. All that Rome ever was lives still in this air, not as glory, not as power, but as memory. You wander again through the forum. The arches lean, the inscriptions fade. But between each letter, you can still read the pulse of the human heart. The same hopes, the same fears, the same gentle longing for meaning. You touch the worn surface of a broken column. It hums faintly beneath your hand, a vibration older than sound. You realize that history never ends. It only quiets itself until we are ready to listen again. Far in the distance, a shepherd calls to his flock. His voice drifts across the hills and finds its way through the ruins. It is not Latin, but it is music all the same. The sun lowers itself behind the horizon. The sky deepens, gold into rose, rose into violet, violet into the softest shade of night. Shadows gather in the doorways, gentle and slow. A breeze stirs, carrying with it the scent of cypress and earth. The first stars appear, patient and unblinking. Each one feels like a reminder that time stretches farther than fear, and longer than any empire. You find a small pool of water near the ruins. It mirrors the sky perfectly, stars above, stars below. You kneel beside it, and for a moment, it feels as if you are looking through the earth into eternity itself. Breathe in again. This is what remains after everything. The quiet pulse beneath creation, steady and kind. You lie back on the grass, watching the constellations bloom overhead. The same stars the Romans saw, the same moon that lit their gardens. Time folds in on itself, and for an instant, you are not separate from them. You are part of the same breath, the same story, the same gentle turning of the world. The wind moves softly through the ruins, and it sounds like words without language, a hymn older than memory. It carries the laughter of a baker, the song of a child, the quiet sigh of an emperor, and the rhythm of your own heartbeat. All of them, together, forever. Breathe in, breathe out. The night deepens. A candle flickers in the distance, then another, as if the stars themselves have begun to descend upon the earth. You feel the pull of sleep now, gentle as a tide. The world slows, and the ruins seem to cradle you in their arms. Rome does not rise or fall anymore. It simply is, a dream made of stone and starlight, a place where the past and present meet, and the soul finds rest. Let your eyes close, let your breathing steady. You are not in a city anymore, nor in a story, but in the quiet space between them, where time folds itself into calm, and memory becomes peace. Breathe one last time with the ruins, in and out. The world holds you gently. History hums softly beneath your skin, and the night, the long eternal night, welcomes you home. Sleep now beneath the stars of Rome. Sleep while the echoes of the empire whisper you into dreams.